Well, hello everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you my Wednesday live paper crafting class. It's Wednesday, November 19th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. And thank you so much for the reminder, Debbie. Yes, if you would like to, you can already give me the thumbs up, but I hope that if you're new to my channel that you tune in and sit back and enjoy, and that you get creative inspiration from what I share today. Today is a unique project. We're gonna do a 3D project that actually takes a little bit of time, but it's mid-November. Well, it's a little past mid-November, but if you watched my live, the last one that I did, I kind of gave you the heads up that we needed to make some boxes. And I gave you some instructions, some simple instruction for how to make them. And hopefully some of you want to recreate this project. The good thing about something like this is you make it once and you can use it year after year after year. There's many advent calendars that I've shared over the years that I've made from scratch, or if we had certain kinds of boxes, basically I've made different kinds of advent calendars and we have used them in my family years and years and years, right? So they last because you take them out at the holidays, the kids open up the little treats inside or the messages or whatever it is that you put inside, and then you stash it with your Christmas stuff again and you take it out again later. So put the work into it if you'd like it, and then you can continue to use it. So we're making an advent calendar. We're gonna make it out of the Traditions of Christmas suite of products. Actually, there's just a couple things in there, but I'm gonna show you the stamp set too if you wanted to do some more imagery with it. But we're gonna use the designer paper and the sticker sheet pack. And you can buy them together, and that way it's just one item number. And then all you need to do is add in some basic white cardstock, a couple of boxes, and I'm going to show you the kind of boxes you need, and you're going to love it because they're Stampin' Up! Boxes, and then some tools, some basic tools. We're not using any ink. It's pretty easy to put together as far as product goes, but it just takes some time. So are you guys ready to dive in? Oh wait, first I want to thank Trisha Josephs for being with us here. She is my moderator. She is here to answer questions during the live because I just talk and talk and talk. And if I look at too many comments, I get distracted and then I want to be chatting along with you guys. So I just peek at them here on my iPad. This is my little iPad here that I'm looking at, and I can see things from time to time. If there's something that you absolutely need me to see during the live, put a bunch of emojis next to it, capitalize it, make it stand out a little bit more. But otherwise, Trisha's here to answer questions along the way. I want to thank those of you that keep coming back to my videos. I really appreciate you tuning in. It's so much fun for me to share. I love that I can teach you all paper crafting, projects, cards, scrapbook pages, and then you can in turn recreate those things and gift them to somebody to brighten their day. It's an amazing thing. I just got back from a conference, a leadership conference with Stampin' Up! And they've told us this in the past too, but there is a growing epidemic of loneliness out there. And if we can touch people's lives with a card in the mail once in a while, do it. Do it, you guys. Just try to make a goal of sending a card once a week, maybe, to somebody that you know. And do you know that the largest group that reports that they have loneliness in their life is 30 to 40-year-olds. And then after that, it's the 18 to 29-year-olds, you guys. It's crazy. You'd think it would be older people, but us older people have learned how to socialize. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, it was flooring to me when I heard that, those stats shared with us at this leadership conference. So reach out to everybody, not just the people that you think might be lonely. Everybody can use a greeting card in the mail once in a while. Okay, you guys ready? Sorry, I got on my little soapbox there. We're gonna start by sharing the products. Okay, let me bring this camera over. So this is the sticker sheet and designer paper pack. And when you buy them, it's one order number. They come in separate little sleeves like this, but let's just take a peek. This is the Traditions of Christmas designer paper, and it's part of the Traditions of Christmas suite. So on this side, you have your subtle patterns, but it's a specialty paper. So on the other side, we have the foil, the glitz and shine and shimmer and it's just stunning. You have a bunch of Christmas flowers on there, different kinds. And then the sticker sheet, which I need to open up because it's got plastic coating on it. It's harder to see with the shine, isn't it? So there's the sticker sheet. You can use this for scrapbooking, which is what it, what you would think to make it with, right? The most wonderful time of the year. Oh, what fun. Perfect scrapbooking titles. Little strips that are 12 by 12, some extra little sentiment stickers, and then you have your countdown. And when I saw this come out in our catalog, I looked at that and I said, it's time to make an advent calendar. I mean, you got the numbers 1 through 25 on here, right? So that's what I went for. And I've been working on it for a couple weeks here and there, just different little times that I had some availability. And we're not going to use every single piece on here. We're going to be using the numbers, obviously, and we're going to be using these flowers here, the poinsettias, and then a couple of the title pieces, but you could then use the leftover pieces for scrapbooking or card making or whatever. You're going to have some extra pieces. You're also going to not use the whole paper pack either. So, are you guys ready? Oh, one more thing that I want to show you, and that is the stamp set, which is really pretty. It's a part of this suite. There's dies that match with it. There's other things that go with this suite. In fact, here, let me just do this. I'll bring out the catalog. In fact, this is the suite that's highlighted on the front of the catalog. So we're just going to turn to those pages really quick so you can see all the goodness. Here it is. So Traditions of Christmas. I mean, they've given it like many, many pages in the catalog. It is just stunning. And here, oops, hang on. Where are they? Oh, I turned too fast. Here are the products. So you have your paper, you have an embossing folder, you have these fun little embellishment sticker pieces, ribbon, and then of course this is the, no, where is it? Oh, this is a different one. Hang on. I bet this one goes with the scrapbooking. Oh, Rachel, see, there's always something. Here it is. Okay, so it's sold on page 45 in the mini catalog, the September through December mini catalog. And this is the one that goes with the scrapbooking line. But you could totally, I guess there are no dies with it, but you could totally integrate this into these products as well. Okay, they all coordinate. Let's move on. So besides the products, you're going to need a couple of boxes. And the boxes that I'm using are from Kit's Collection boxes. So 2 of those, and they can be from any kit. Do you see this one is open? This is one that I'm going to be featuring in the future. So 2 boxes. You could even use the paper pumpkin boxes. And then we need lots of basic white cardstock. I recommend the thick, but if you just have the regular kind, that should work as well. It's beautiful. Yes, designer paper is gorgeous. I agree with you. You do believe it, Yvonne? Yeah, it's just crazy. And you know what? We connect a lot on the internet like we're doing now, but we're not really connected the way people are in person, right? So you can literally live at home and have everything come to you that you need, groceries, whatever, and not get out of your house. And that's the way some people have become, like they function that way. And it's sad because you're not really having those physical connections one-on-one with people, going out. I don't know. It's scary. Okay. Again, sorry about that. I didn't mean to depress anybody, but send those cards. Okay. We're going to cut our cardstock at just below the 5-inch mark. So you can see, and I'll zoom in so you can see even better. But here on my trimmer, I have the 5-inch. We're going to go 1/16 of an inch right before that. And we're going to trim. Now, if you didn't catch the other video, this is a review, or this is new, but if you did catch the video, this is a review. So just sit back and enjoy. 3.5 is the next cut. And what you're going to be doing is cutting off 1/16 of an inch from this edge. So just take and throw that really cute piece away. Now we're going to rotate and turn in this direction. This one's going to be 3.5. And you do that twice because you can get 2. You can actually get 3 from this sheet, but we need 2 boxes from each paper. So this one's going to get cut again at just under 5 and just under 5. So I just wanted to do that so you could see that you get for sure 2 boxes from each piece of cardstock. And this one, you could continue to cut into smaller pieces too. All right, so let's take the big and the small piece to make the box. And we're gonna use the scoring blade now. So I'm pushing my cutting blade out of the way because I don't wanna accidentally cut. We all have done that. And this piece is gonna go, this is gonna be the base of the box. We are going to bring it to the 1.5 inch mark. And I'm using this side of my trimmer for that. So I'm gonna go right up to where the dark and the light separate, because that is 1.5 inches. You could also go in this direction and do your 1.5 inches this way, whatever's easiest. But I find that this is really convenient for me since I am right-handed to have my cutting or my measurement side over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure on 2 opposite sides. And I'll answer in just a minute, Colorado Creating. Thank you, oh yes, thank you. Now I'm gonna rotate in this direction and I'm going to score again at 1.5 inches, but I'm also going to cut. So I'm gonna cut up to that score line, lift the arm of my trimmer, bring it back down where these 2 score marks intersect, press and continue cutting so that I have now cut into those 2 edges. I'm gonna rotate and turn on the 4th side and we're gonna score, we're gonna cut up, lift, press it back down, and cut again. And now we have our box base with our cuts where we need them in order to form the base. So Colorado Creating said yes. She asked why we need the boxes, and you're gonna see in a minute, but the kit paper pumpkin boxes are the same size as the Kits Collection boxes. So this should work. I just think that the Kits Collection boxes work better because they have that craft color in them throughout, and you don't see any of the red when we're turning them inside out and all that stuff. You'll see in a minute, but if you have a couple of Kits Collection boxes, this is the perfect project for you. Now we're gonna use the measurement at 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. So I'm scoring on 2 opposite sides, and then I'm gonna rotate 1/4 of a turn, score at 3/4 of an inch again. This is my 3rd side, but this time I'm gonna add the cuts and the cuts and go halfway around, score again, do the cuts and the cuts. And if you've made 24 of these boxes already, you know that it gets faster and faster and faster. You can rewatch this video and slow it down and pause it if I went too fast for you. But I did share this again in the last live just to give you the heads up that we're gonna be making boxes. And I've already made all of my boxes, but I'm demonstrating this so that you can all catch up. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Now that we've got our folds going in the same direction to make our box base and our box top, we're gonna go ahead and use the bone folder, which is right here. And we're gonna just press along those score lines to really emphasize the creases. Okay, and fold everywhere. Even on these little tabs here, fold there too. Press and really make those creases nice and sharp. It's gonna make it easier if you do this step. Now we're gonna flip them over like this so that we're seeing the underside or the top side, you know, not the inside of the box, but the outside. We're gonna use our glue. And I've got my multi-purpose liquid glue in my green little glue container here, but I've transferred it into my precision tip bottle. If you have not gotten a precision tip bottle, you're gonna fall in love with it once you get it, because it just has a finer point of where the glue comes out, so you can really get into tiny little spaces. It just gives you more accuracy. So, and what you do is you purchase it in my favorite extras on my website. You go to my website at stampyourartout.com, click on shop, go down to my favorite extras. There's a link to where you can purchase these on Amazon. When you purchase these tubes, these little containers, there's also a video in my favorite extras. Just click on it and it'll show you how to fill these. The trick is not touching the sides of the bottle as you fill it. Okay, we're gonna look at the way these pieces connect to each other on the base first. We'll do the base first. So here you have kind of like a T, and here you have the letter T, right? We're gonna glue on the outside, okay, not the inside, but the outside squares, the outer T squares here and here. And I'm just going about 1/8 of an inch away from the edges. Now I'm going to bring this one into the box and connect it with this side flap so that these edges line up. I'm going to hold it there for a few seconds. And then we're going to go and connect this one to the side. And the reason why we didn't put glue here is because look at my hand is all over the place and we don't want to get glue all over. So little people finger puppets. Oh, so the measurements, just so that you know the inside, we have 1.5 by 2 by 2. So that's the dimensions that you would need. Candy would fit, but there are those little tiny toys out there. In fact, a lot of the toys that you see nowadays, they have like little collections, miniature collections of characters. Those would be great in here. Another thing that we used to do with our kids, so that they weren't always getting spoiled with sugar or with toys, is we would put, some years we'd do inside each Advent little box or envelope or whatever it was, we would put the name of a movie, like it was all movies. So we would watch a family movie each night in December leading up to Christmas. And they were all Christmas related movies. Another time we did all books because we collect Christmas books in this little miniature sleigh in our house. And so we read them a book each night. So it's, you know, it's whatever you want to do, right? Okay, so now you see how I'm tipping this so it's flat, and I can go ahead and add my glue onto here. And you can definitely glue throughout too, but you only need it on the outside edges. So about 1/8 of an inch away, just to allow for any seepage to not go beyond the edges, right? And now you can take and angle that in. See how I did that? I angled it in, and I'm connecting it with the sides, making sure that everything's lined up. And then I can take and open this and bring it in. This just keeps the mess down if you're not gluing all 4 corners. Does that make sense? Okay. Dollar Tree has some great things. Yes, I'm sure that's what you guys are talking about, right? You're all brainstorming what you could put into these cute little boxes. Hi, Marie. How are you? And how is beautiful Maine? Scavenger hunt would be fun too. Yes, little clues inside. So we'll do the same thing for the cap. Now, the reason why we went 1/16 of an inch smaller on the 5 by 5 square is because the inside of this, like this square here, is exactly 2 inches by 2 inches. The inside of this one is just under 2 inches by 2 inches. Connect. So that's going to make the cap be just slightly larger, and it's going to fit, okay? Bring it in and connect. Rachel is all about avoiding messes, right? And I've done enough of these boxes where I have my adhesive eraser sitting near me just in case. And I've had to use it a couple times, but I've found that by my 16th, 17th box, it helped me if I just put the glue on the 2 flaps of the T shape first, glued them or stuck them in place, and then glued the other 2. So just a little tip for you, okay? Yep. All right, ready? And then, oh yeah, and that's another thing too, Nancy. You can do an Advent box for any holiday. I've done Halloween ones before, so you count the days leading up to Halloween. You could do it for a birthday. Count the days leading up to someone's birthday. Count the days leading up to spring. Count the days leading up to fall. Whatever it is that you want to, do a countdown to, and you could decorate your box or your container or your sleeves or your envelopes, whatever it is you're making your Advent calendar out of, you can decorate it for that theme. Okay? All right, so here we go. Connect. It's the perfect size because we went 1/16 of an inch smaller on that base piece. Now, we're gonna keep this glue handy. This glue is going to be key. Let's bring in our Kids Collection boxes. And again, I'm giving you a little hint that we're gonna be playing around with this probably next week sometime. This is the Adventure Awaits kit. All right, so I have my 2 boxes and they are empty. And what I'm gonna do is zoom out a little bit more. And we are going to open up the side flaps. You kind of press down here, pop that out, press down, pop it out. Then you take and fold everything in the opposite direction. Everything goes the other way. Okay? So now we're seeing just that craft color on the outside. Now we still have all of this on the inside, but it's not going to be seen from the bottom of the box. This is going to be the bottom. And if you were to do some kind of decoration on the front, you wouldn't necessarily have to cover it completely because it's all craft color here. You could do just subtle little decorations on the front. But the inside we do want to have filled with our boxes on one side, which is going to be connected to the cover, and then some kind of glitzy, which is why we're using this paper, something that like grabs their eye and it just says, hooray for Christmas. So it doesn't even matter about this piece here. This is the label. So now we'll bring the tabs in. We'll connect and we'll stick that little thing in the slot, the tab in the slot. Okay, bring these two tabs in, wrap it around, stick that little tab in the slot, and now you have the reverse of what you had before. So your box went from this to this. Now pretend I've done that with this one too, turned it inside out. The next step is to take and use a hot glue gun. So you will need a really, really strong adhesive. You can use any kind of strong adhesive that will connect cardboard to cardboard, really. Okay, so pretend this is heated up. You're gonna just go all along here, and you do it fast because hot glue, that cools off pretty quickly. So you put your glue along there, bring these together, and the boxes should be open when you do that. So you're gonna have them open. You're gonna connect them together, keeping them flat on your table as you do this. You're gonna connect, then you're gonna take clamps or clips or whatever. I've got some binder clips, but anything that you have that will help to hold them together while that glue dries. And you want to make sure that these edges are flush and these edges are flush. And remember, again, this one has to be turned inside out also. But you've connected them, you let them set aside to dry. Okay. Then we bring in the designer paper. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. You need, if you're going to duplicate it exactly the way I did, you need one sheet of the 12 by 12 that has this pattern. You need one sheet that has this pattern. And you need one sheet that has this pattern. Now you could change it up. You could have any of the patterns that you want. In fact, here, let's just show you another combination here. You could do this green as your stripes along the side. Then you could take and, let's see, I think, yeah, this is the one. Then you could take this pattern, and this could be the one that's on the inside of your box. And then this one could be on the outside of your box, okay? So the inside one you really want to have pop out at you and say, woohoo, celebration. But you have enough supplies in a pack of designer paper to make 4 of these advent calendars if you really want to. Okay, it takes a while though. Okay, so I'm gonna take out my scraps that I had from my one that is almost finished. This is what I have left over from the one that's almost finished. These pieces here, and we are gonna use a bit more of the blue, but I'm gonna show you by cutting this one, the sizes that you need to cut. So let's take and move some things again. We'll move these out of the way. So if I was starting over and I was decorating the inside, the outside, whatever, right? You want to cut your designer paper so that you make the most of it. And to make the most of it, you can cut it in half at 6 inches. So we're going to cut it in half at 6 inches, but we're also only going to go up so high. So I want you to do this other cut first. So 6 inches by 9 1/8. That is the inside measurement of the box so that you have about 1/4 inch all the way around for bordering. So we're going to cut it at 9 1/8 first. And then we're going to rotate and cut it into 2 6-inch pieces. So we now have 2 layers to go on the front of the box or the inside, wherever you want to have this. You could even have, you know, a pattern like this on the outside or inside. You get to choose. Love double-sided designer paper. This you won't be using anymore, so you can use it for another project. So you can see how I had one left over. Same thing for when you do your other decorations. So you'll have one for the outside, one for the inside. They can be the same sheet also, because you have 2 full sheets of every design, right? So you could totally make the outside the same as the inside. I didn't. I used this for the inside. And then you'll need your other piece for doing some strips. So initially, you're gonna cut some strips from your 12 by 12 more subtle color, or maybe you want this one to be fancy too, it's up to you. But those strips are gonna be 1.5 by 12, and you're gonna do 4 of them. Then whatever you have left over, which actually was quite a bit more than this, I had some more pieces going down on this, okay? It went from 12, I think it was 6 by 12 is what I had left over. Because 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5 is 6 inches. So 6 by 12 is what I used up by having 4 of these strips. And then you'll have another 6 by 12 piece here. And you can see I already cut off some squares, and the squares are covering up the tops of these boxes. They're gonna go like this, okay? Let's cut a few of those squares up. We're gonna cut, and we're doing that, we're gonna cut just under 2. We're gonna go to the 1 7/8 inch mark, because we want a little bit of border of white. So 1 7/8. And we're gonna cut there, and then you're gonna turn, and you're gonna cut here. And you're gonna cut out 12 squares from that sheet. You can cut out more because your numbers are red and white backgrounds. If you have red paper that you're using for this step, then you probably want to just use 12 of these for the white numbers, and then have your red ones sitting off to the side. But just know that, you know, you want at least 12 just to kind of give it some variation, you know, make it fun and change it up a bit. I'm going to keep this scrap here because this is from my original one, and we're working on the original box. I don't have it completely done yet. And I will put this one here aside with the rest of my pieces. Okay, now let's bring in our box. So I'm going to explain these steps to you because this project, again, took so long that I was not going to make a finished one and then walk through making a second finished one. You guys would be like, oh my gosh, this video is taking us 4 hours. It's going to take a while to put this together. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to cover your shorter ends with your strip. Let me pull that strip back over here. You're going to put glue all along the back side, all along and through the middle. You're going to take and wrap it and then bring down the sides and glue it flat in place, like bend everything. Really just crank it around there and get it centered and hold it and glue it, okay? Then you're going to do the opposite side. Thank you, Zaina. I just love making things for kids because I was a teacher, an elementary teacher for a while, and just kids bring so much joy at the holidays. So even though my kids might not play along with this advent calendar that I'm making, I'm going to make my husband open it. We're going to put some things in there and have him open it. But yeah, then you'll do the other side and you'll glue that down. And then you have 2 other strips, right? So notice those 2 other strips aren't going to go the whole length of your box, which is why you wrap the 2 sides first, and then you do the top and connect them, and the bottom and connect them. And if you want to, you can flip your 2 boxes over, and you could put like a heavy piece of cardstock or cardboard or the chipboard that comes with the designer papers. You can cut a piece here and put that on the back for extra support. You're not going to see the back. It's going to, you know, be propped up on a shelf like this, or you could have it laying down. Doesn't matter. It's meant to be propped up. These are like little doors. Okay, so these are the designer paper pieces that we cut that are 6 inches by 9 1/8. There's white paper underneath. So then you want to have your even more white cardstock. So you need some for your boxes, and then you're going to need some for cutting out 6 1/8 by 9 1/4 to go behind your white. When you're connecting a layer onto the actual cardboard of your box, I recommend glue, the multi-purpose liquid glue, this stuff here, okay, that I've transferred into my precision tip bottle. When you're connecting paper to cardstock or cardstock to paper or paper or whatever. You could use your, and where did I put it? Oh, it's under here. You could use your seal adhesive, you know, any kind of tape that's gonna, you know, be a little less strong. You don't have to use glue. But I recommend using glue throughout the whole project, just in that it's more affordable, for one thing. You can go through seal pretty quickly and glue lasts a long time. So if you're gonna be making a project like this, know that just choose the heftier, stronger adhesive that will take you through the whole project, okay? So now that you've got that on there, you're gonna glue that on. You're gonna glue into the inside of the box with a white layer, and I just chose the same white layer that I did for the outside here. So I have a white layer and a white layer, and then I put on the designer paper and a designer paper. And I think in hindsight, I would have done a white layer behind this too, just to make it pop more, make it kind of like stand out a bit more, but I didn't. So all the designer papers are the same exact size, 6 inches by 9 1/8, and all the white papers are the same size, 6 1/8 by 9 1/4. Is this making sense so far? Okay, next. I love the ideas you guys are throwing out there. Don't forget to sign and date the bottom of the calendar, because that's really cool that, yeah, if you do that, then you can remember when you made it, and yeah, just fun memories. Now, do you see this little guy here? These are holes. These are holes that I made using my pierced Stampin' Pierce mat. I have one that's well loved and has a bunch of holes in it, and then I have one that I use for putting under my photopolymer stamps. It doesn't have any holes in it, and it's nice and fresh, and just gives you a nice even pressure when you're stamping with photopolymer or the clear stamps. So here's my pierced one. And what I did is I used, and I'm gonna separate these now because we're not really gluing them, but I used a third box. I used a third box as support. So I brought that third box and I stuck it underneath my flap. And I stuck my pierce mat under there, just so I had some kind of firm surface. And then I took and I poked 2 holes using the piercing end of this tool. This is your take your pick tool. It comes with a spatula, a piercing tool. You of course have your end here that has a little gummy part that helps you to pick up stuff and transfer stuff. So I just used the piercing hole, and I used a ruler to mark and punch 3 inches down, 3.5 inches down, and about 1/4 of an inch in from the white edge. Okay, so I positioned it in the same spot there as I did on this side. So I have two areas where I've got the holes. You can see the ribbon is on here. We did ribbon for handles because we don't have any big buttons that Stampin' Up! Sells, and I wanted to use all Stampin' Up! Products. So how do we do this? We take, and I can take this apart here so you can see, but you're going to take and thread your ribbon. Okay, so you're going to thread your ribbon through the 2 holes. You're just going to poke them on in there, and if you have angled ends, it helps to poke them through better. And then you're going to take and tie an overhand knot, tie a bow. Let's see if I can get this back because I trimmed the ends. But you won't have to undo this after you're done. Tie your bow. Oh, it went the other way. Hang on. We're going to do this. Okay, that was left over right. I want to go right over left. Let's try it this way. All right. I shouldn't have undone it. I wanted to show you how easy it is to just put on a little extra layer here though. So after you get your extra layer on, you have your handle. This becomes your handle to help you open and close the box. Put the tabs in. You have your handle to open and close. You just hold on to that. Now, if you're opening it here and all the boxes are on this side, they might fall open. So you want to probably get in the habit of bringing those tabs in, holding it like this, and opening it like a door instead of a box. Then your boxes will be lined up on the side. Now it's time to line up and add the boxes. So I'm going to put the support piece under here again, my extra box. Put that under there. And we're gonna bring in the boxes. This is fun and therapeutic, you guys. That's the thing. Like paper crafting in general, when you're doing something repetitive like this, it's so relaxing. I'm not saying that it'll, you know, take the place of a therapist, but definitely relaxes you. Therapeutic, that's the word I used. And I'm gluing this down into the corner so that it is lined up with the white, the edges of the white paper there. Then we'll do the next one. And you want to do all your corners first. We'll just add that like so. You kind of have to shimmy it for a minute to get it in the right spot, but that's the joy of glue too. If you're using regular adhesive or a different kind of adhesive like hot glue gun, you don't have a lot of wiggle room. This glue takes a little bit longer to dry, and when it's dry, it's great. And this gives you wiggle room. So you can see I'm kind of shimmying it into place. So we'll do all 4 corners. Now this width here is only 6 inches, or 6 and 1/8, right? The white paper is 6 1/8. So you will have a small gap, but you'll also have a small gap because you remember here, it's not exactly 2 inches either. It's just under by 1/16 of an inch. So you will have some gaps between the boxes, but it's not perfect. So once the cover is off, like the child or whoever takes off the cover of one of the boxes, you could keep it off because it's a shimmy to get it back in there. But okay, we got that one on. Now we can fill in between. So we can take this one, add this between the 2 boxes, like so. And see, there's just a tiny little gap in there, not a big one. So, how many of you are going to make this? How many of you already have made an advent calendar for the year? Like, let's say you got my idea to do the boxes, then you just went ahead and did something on your own. I would love to hear if you did that. Yeah, the mossy meadow ribbon is so pretty, and it goes so well with this. This isn't mossy, this is more like old olive, but mossy meadow and old olive are like pretty close to each other as far as colors go. One's a deeper color of the other one. And I love the touch of gold in that ribbon too. I should keep these upside down in my little glue holders from the Country Hive. Okay, now I'm gonna tip that one over. I'm gonna glue another one. And we are now going to use 2 of them together to kind of spread them into the right spots. So as you add them, you're looking at the gappage, and it looks like about a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, or not 3/4, 3/8. And you can kind of shimmy them into place until they have the nice separation. Okay, so I've got them into place, and now I can take and do the opposite side, do the same thing. And oh, we also have the ribbon here, so you want to really glue up that side because it's going to have that bump. And you can kind of peek at the other one to see how that's lined up. Press that in place. We have 3 more boxes. Thank you. Yes, I would love it if you wanted to give me the thumbs up. I would also love it if you wanted to follow my channel. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can click the subscribe button, and then you can also click, there's a bell next to the subscribe button, and choose all for notifications. I go live a couple times a week, and so you will get an email when I'm live. I subscribe to my channel and I get emails when I go live, so I know that this would happen. Yeah, and that way you don't miss out if you're at home or if you're not doing anything, right? We'll glue those together in the middle. And the last one. So you can see how tight the 3 in a row are to each other. So just note that when you're putting things into the boxes, that the covers might be hard to slip on and off in these middle sections. You might want to put the middle cover on first and then do your outer covers. Now we're going to decorate the covers. So let me think now. How did I do my other one? I don't want to open that up for you yet because I want it to be a surprise. So our odd numbers are white, which means I went blue, white, blue, white. Okay, so my next one is going to be, and you can always change your caps around. And for this, I think I might go with my seal adhesive just because it'll be quicker. I'm so quick with steel. So there, now we're gonna do checkerboard design here. But if you want to, you could do random, or you could do like a row of blue, a row of white, a row of blue. I considered that. And then I thought, oh, that's gonna make me think too hard with where I want my numbers to go. So instead I went with less effort and decided on this checkerboard thing and just I'm putting all my letters in order, but you'll see how they're kind of wrapping through, kind of like a serpent. So they're gonna go this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then that way. And I only have 24 boxes, so on the 25th day, nobody's looking at the advent calendar anyways. They've got other things to do. You know, usually Santa brings the toys. Okay, I need one more of my squares. At least I found that to be true at our house. You know, you have the advent calendar and then they're like, hey, I got toys under the tree. I don't need to open the last thing on the advent calendar. So 24 days leading up to it. That's what we're doing. After you have this on here, then you can put your letters on, or your numbers, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick my 5 on there. And I'm just sticking them on there directly. These, again, are from that number sheet. But the white ones, we're going to do something to help decorate. And so I'm not going to do those on quite yet. 7, so we're going here for 7, 8, 9. And how do you know the 9 between the 6? Because the 9 is going to be white. All the odd numbers are going to be white, and all the even numbers are going to be red. Then we need our, what do we have next? 7, 8, 9, and then on the other side, 10, 11, 12. Go down, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this is where our 17 is going to go. 18, 19. And 21 is the last white number on this side. Okay, now for the red numbers that I have left. So I have a bunch of these little red numbers on here, right? We need to do a little bit of extra decoration, and that's when we're going to bring in the poinsettias that I was telling you about. So let's shove this off to the side just a little bit. Bring in the trimmer. I recommend the trimmer because you want to get square corners. We're going to cut through here, and I think I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut a little differently than I cut my other one. I think I'm going to cut it here. And we're cutting the flower in half. Now hold it still, hold it steady, and cut it in half so you have a nice straight cut. And then you're going to bring this edge up to the top of your trimmer so that you're making a 90-degree cut here. So I've trimmed around my whole entire flower to separate it from the rest of the sticker sheet. That's what you want to do first. Okay, now we can take and cut this one down. And now we have 4 little pieces that can be added to our boxes. Okay, I'm gonna open up this other side here and we can do some comparison as we're decorating it up. And I think there's one that has candy in it, but, oh yeah, number 1 has some candy in it, so it almost like fell open, but you can see the decorations that I have on here. So you can see like some flowers look like they're part of each other. They were connected at one point. Here's some that are all separated. I've got some gold accents on here. Okay, and I've already got the Christmas laid in the middle too. So let's just show how to do this over here. So if I have, I don't know, if I have this flower over here, maybe I want one in the corner going there. So I'll do this one like that. And I'll leave that 1/16 of an inch edge here and here like the paper's left. So I can add that one, and this is number what? 18. So hopefully you're getting the idea of how to decorate it up. I'm not going to finish the whole thing. You will then also bring in your gold little accents because there's so much gold on here that you might as well put some more bling in there. These are the flower accents, and you can see that I did little tiny ones. So some of them have 2, some of them have 1, just to give a little bling throughout. I'll take photographs of these, I promise, and it'll be on a blog post in the future, but I did not have this project done yet. And then the inside of the box, I have some label pieces. So Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year. It's a sticker. How do we get rid of the stickiness so that we can put it up on dimensionals? Great question. We're gonna bring in this little tray here. This tray comes from our Embossing Editions kit. It comes with this tray, it comes with a little brush, it comes with a tweezers, and it comes with the embossing buddy. And the embossing buddy has this magical powder in it. Magical powder. You're getting slammed with ads today, Debbie? I'm sorry. Ugh. Okay, and then you're gonna keep on pouncing, pounce, 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 until this does not stick to your sticker, right? Because we're trying to get rid of all the stickiness. So we're pouncing that powder on there. Oh, see, now it's starting to stay down. Okay, we've just removed the stickiness. We have white on our hands. That's when a tissue comes in handy. You can wipe off the front. There, now we have a piece of cardstock. You can wipe this out, throw that away, or use the brush to get rid of it. And now we add dimensionals. So we're gonna bring in some dimensionals. Doesn't matter what size, as long as you lift it away from the box paper, because we wanna create some shadow under here. So we've got our dimensionals, which are foam stickery pieces. And we're gonna bring these two together. And what I did is I just visually lined up with the second row of boxes. So I can just lay this on here like this. If you want to, you can get out your ruler and do some measuring. These pieces on dimensionals here are gonna be just fine. Oops, it's a little high. I'm not directly over the top of my box, am I? Okay. So you have a little bit of leeway here because your boxes actually are down about 1/8 of an inch, you can see. So it's okay to have something popped out here, but you don't want to have it like super popped out. Another thing I considered putting these on with were those wobblers, so that when you open this up, these guys just kind of went woo like that. Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year. So it was always wobbling. You could add some extra bling to the inside just to make those flowers pop more. I would maybe do a couple more around the flowers here. And then to close your box, you wanna, again, you're gonna have it on display, standing up on your table or whatever. To close your box, you're gonna bring these side flaps, these little cardboard side flaps in, like that. And it's just gonna bring it all together. Now it's gonna be hard to get it closed here because you've got those boxes, but you're just gonna take and open this and stick it down. Do the same thing on the other side. You're gonna close it, and you're gonna just pry those little inside layers open and close it down. And now you have your advent calendar ready to stash away for the next year. So let's open that up again. Again, if you have things in the boxes, this cover wants to come off because the candy is in there. So just keep that in mind, that opening it would be best to do on its side. And you don't wanna put like, you know, super heavy things in the boxes because they're made out of cardstock, right? But I hope that you liked that idea. It was so much fun to create. But again, it takes a bit of time. So forgive me for not having the whole thing done for you by the time we did our little video here. That's what it's gonna look like on display. It's gonna be so much fun. Oh, and then the front. Hang on, we have two more things. Two more things to add on the front. So I'm gonna close this up. Close this up. We had more stickers from our sheet. And so I thought it'd be fun to stick this one on here. And I might do that with, let's do that with dimensionals, like we did the last one, okay? So, got to see a little bit of my messy desk area. Do you love it? Thank you so much, Colorado Crating. That's so nice. The paper pumpkin box, oh, lots of dust flying up. The paper pumpkin, looks like we're smoking here or having a campfire. The paper pumpkin boxes should work. They're the same size. It's just that, again, they have that reddish color on the inside. So, I mean, that will work, right? Because you celebrate Christmas and Christmas is reddish, but, oh, well, one of the colors is. Okay, let's take and make this a non-sticker. Velcro lids. You could do Velcro lids, absolutely. You could make your boxes on the inside however you want, but just don't make them any bigger than 2 by 2 if you're gonna do the same pattern. Okay, I've got my 2 pieces. Let's take and grab that tissue that I threw away and wipe across there. And then we'll take and flip them over. And my hair is sticking to my lipstick. And we'll put dimensionals on the back sides. 1 and 2. Okay, and then the place where I'm going to stick these are right by the handles of the door so that the handles stand out more because they're kind of lost in there right now. They're like, you can't really see where they're at because they blend in a lot. So, oh, what fun is going to go here. And then this one is going to come out from here. Oh, what fun, making merry. And now you can see those handles are like right there, right? So wee! Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Okay, let me think of news that I have to tell you. Kits, they're always coming out with new kits. If you have not tried the kits collection yet, please know that I love to create with not only paper pumpkin kits, but I love creating alternates with the kits collection kits. And you can go back into my website and you can do a search using the search bar, look up a past kit. I don't create with all the kits collection kits because sometimes they come out with 2 and 3. Oftentimes there's even 3 kits that are released each month, and I just don't have all the time in the world. But I try to feature 1 each month with alternates. And so go back and search with my search bar to see if you can find alternates that I've done with these kits. There's also a group on Facebook called the Kits Collection Fan Club, just like the Paper Pumpkin Fan Club. And so if you want to, you can join that club. It's run by my friend Charmaine, and she has the same type of rules where you share your ideas and you don't promote things, you don't buy, sell, or trade. It's a great group to join. But you can go in there and you can see different kinds of fun projects that people have made with it. Gifting. Kits are great for gifting. So why would you get a couple kits now so that you can make this advent calendar? Well, because you can take the contents out of it and they're plastic wrapped, and you can give it without the box as a gift. You can give it for the holidays. You can give it, to anybody really at any time, birthdays, whatever. It's great. It's a great like parent-child or grandparent-child crafting project together. If you bring it to people who are in hospital staying there for a while, it's a great thing for them to do because everything comes in the kit that they need to make the cards or whatever projects it is. So great reasons to buy kits this month. Okay, I think that's it. I think I shared everything. We're gonna have Paper Pumpkin shared next week. On this upcoming Friday, I'm gonna share something that I was trying to share with you last week when I was gone, but we had video problems. And so we're just gonna do that video live, and that'll be on Friday. And then next week, I'll share my alternates with, where did it go? Oh, here it is. With this one that just came in the mail. Yay, I'm super excited to share with you some alternates that I'm going to create with the Wrapped and Cheer November Paper Pumpkin Kit. Oh, and then speaking of Paper Pumpkin, if you have a Paper Pumpkin account that is pay-as-you-go, they call it pay-as-you-go right now, which is month to month, the money comes out of your credit card each month, and you want to get in on the Cyber Monday sale that's going to take place from December 1st to the 9th on prepaids. If you've been hearing about it, if you haven't, tune into my blog, my website, and I have all the information there. But if you want to get in on that sale, cancel your month-to-month subscription, and you can cancel it now. You can cancel it now, it's totally fine. And then December 1st through the 9th, you can order and activate a prepaid subscription, and you're paying less per month. With a prepaid, you're paying everything all at once instead of month to month, but you're getting a savings. If you currently have a prepaid subscription going and you only want to get 1 kit per month, you're going to have to pause your current prepaid subscription for the month of December, purchase the prepaid during the sale because it's going to activate for the month of December, and then going forward, if you got a 12-month prepaid on the sale or a 6-month or a 3-month, going forward, you're going to have to pause one or the other of your prepaids if you don't want 2 kits per month. Just keep going in and pausing one of them each month so that way you can use them up. Okay? I hope that made sense. I think that's it. So I will let you all go. Again, I'm going to be live on Friday, and that's going to be 7 p.m. Central Time. And then next week, we will do Paper Pumpkin alternates on Wednesday. And we will see you hopefully at a future live. Thank you everybody so much. I think that's all that I needed to share with you. trying to think if there's anything else. Oh gosh, I know I'm forgetting something. I'm gonna look through my notes really quick. I think I covered it all that I needed to. Oh, if you want to purchase any of these products, you can. You can order directly from me. I have the product list in the description of the video, and you can just click on those links and you can order if you live in the US. If you have a demonstrator, order from them, share the love. And if you are a demonstrator, order from yourself. But thank you. Okay, I'll let you all go now. Thanks so much for joining me now. I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.